What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Homo Throwskin, and I'm here with
Maria Angel.
Maria Angel. I like to call her Angelica, because that's what her family calls her, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to ask you a question real quick. So you was on Facebook Live earlier, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And you was touching down on a topic that I thought that was very, very interesting, powerful message, and I kind of want you to just, continue, and I want to elaborate with you on this topic because I think it was very interesting to hear, and you're a very knowledgeable person when it comes to that area of expertise, and you kind of want to just let them know what you was talking about.
Add on to that. So I was talking about this beef going between some healers, some natural healers. I'm not exactly sure what the beef was about, but I know that it got pretty ugly, and they were mentioning how one of them had like multiple women or wives and stuff like that, and it just brought me back to an experience that I had with a very well-known healer that I am not yet going to mention, but it brought me back to this well-known healer and how he lived his life and the things that he did for power, control, fame, and it's like people are healers, people have the tools and the knowledge to heal other people, but they don't have the values, the morals, the guide to truly heal people. Because you can heal them physically, but you can heal people physically, but sometimes it could be temporarily, or it's something that will come again through your children. So you may have been healed temporarily, or you will need to depend off certain substances, like herbs, for example, or certain things to stay healed. So if you need certain things to stay healed, are you truly healed? No, you're not. And I feel like that's what Jesus came here to teach us, is how to stay zen, how to stay in control of our emotions through chaotic situations. And that's what true healing is, and how to absorb BS, for lack of words, and still stand strong and still feel well. For example, I don't believe that, we have good and bad food, right? We have healthy and we have non-healthy foods. And I don't believe that you have to stick to one plan to have healing. I don't think that's true healing. I think true healing is being able to consume both types of food and still remain in a present zen state, and for your body to still be in healing, and only through the power of Jesus Christ and his peace we are able to receive that peace, that can allow us to get through many tough situations. Yeah. I know I kind of went off a little bit on a tangent.
I'm letting you cook up.
But yeah, like you can't create, you can't heal people through fights. You can't say that, you know, I mean,
what's crazy to me is, like, I don't mean to cut you off. It's like, you know, you can consider yourself a healer and, you know, trying to do something right for somebody, but the lifestyle that you're living behind the scenes,
yeah,
it's not adding up to
yep,
your title in life. And
exactly,
you know what I mean? So, like, that's something.
I didn't, like, I didn't want to say, like, you can't call yourself a healer if you're actually, you know, helping people heal. But like I said, it's temporarily, and you need to depend off of something to be healed.
Right.
And that's not true healing. To have to depend off only healthy food, only off of herbs, medications, you know, certain resources to be healed is not true healing. You know, like,
no, I get it.
You have to be able to sustain, like I said, BS to really be considered, you know, a healed person. When Jesus Christ was killed, I read this somewhere, but when he was killed and he was put up on the cross, he went through so much pain and torture that he could have exploded within, basically, from, you know, the pain and torture. But it took time for him to die. He didn't just die automatically. And the reason why he didn't just die automatically is because he had so much love and peace in his heart for everybody, that instead of dying instantly from all the pain that he was going through, he was able to survive longer because his heart and his nervous system and everything was in so much peace and in a zen state, that he was able to survive through all that pain for a while. There's another story where there's a priest who was in World War I, and he was in one of those concentration camps, and he was the officers, you know, the officials in that time, they came into, you know, their bunker, I would say, or where they were sleeping, and they recruited some of the prisoners to go into a base, to go like underground, and basically they were going to kill them there. And some of the people there got selected, and one of the inmates, prisoners, was like crying and like saying, "Oh, I have a family, like, please don't kill me, don't take me." And the priest felt so bad that he offered his life so that guy that was actually chosen could live. And when he was put in those conditions in the basement, no food, no water, no nothing, they were just gonna let them starve to death, and barely any oxygen. It was like a group of them that were chosen, and the priest was the one who survived the longest without food or water. After they went to check on the inmates in underground to see if they were still alive, and after, I believe, I'm not exactly sure how many days it was, but it was like, I think it was about 7 days. And you know that without water, you can't survive not even 3 days without water. With food, you can go longer without food, but without food and water, it's almost impossible to survive 3 days. And this priest was still alive after 7 days. And they had to just kill him. They were like, let's just kill him, because how the heck is this dude still alive after 7 days? And it's because the other inmates were probably panicking. And while the priest was not in panic, he sacrificed his life for this person, and that's love. And the same way Jesus Christ, he sacrificed his life for all of us, and that's why he was able to also live longer through the
torment
through the lacerations and the torture, and on top of it all, he resurrected. His body was not found. He came back to life. He's alive. He's alive within us.
So the moral of your story.
The moral of my story is that these healers that consider themselves healers, but they're healing and they're doing all this for all the wrong reasons, for power, for control, for greed, fame, arrogance, everything that Jesus Christ did not do. The one and true only healer. He didn't he didn't heal people. He didn't feed thousands of people for his own selfish gain. He didn't have multiple women. He didn't impregnate multiple women or paid for that for the nanny. He did this for the love of all of us. And of course, it's easier said than done because people want to be alive. But the more you know about life, about the body, and I'm briefly going to jump into this subject, but this is something that would have to be for a different video. But the more you know about the body and about this world, the scarier it gets. The scarier it gets, and the more you realize that, damn, people are really out here doing things that you could never and would never imagine, just to live a little longer and to have power and to have power control and all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy because, like I said, I heard what you said earlier, and it's, people are out here. To me, that's like leading somebody down the wrong path. It's like, yeah, you could consider yourself, like you said, a healer and all this good stuff, but like the way that you're living, it's like, are you really healing these people? Because I honestly, like, I can't have anybody do anything for me if you're not living a good life behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like I'm at the age right now where it's like,
yeah, you don't want that energy. Why would you want a greedy energy, or you know that people's intentions are so off. You don't want that type of energy on you.
It's phony at that point. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like that's why you have to be careful. That's why it's so true when you go to these Reiki people or these energy workers or even certain priests, even certain spiritual people. You have to be careful who you go to and the tools that they use, because they're transmuting that energy through to the earth, or these and these healers, right? They're giving you these herbs, these things, but you don't know what energy, what intention is in those things. That's why it's so important that if you're going to, like, when you buy your herbs, when you buy these things, you pray over it. You pray over your herbs, you pray over your food, you pray over materialistic, anything that you have, you pray over it, you bless it. Holy water, like bring some holy water, you bless it, because you don't know the intention, the energy that is carried in these herbs and coming from these healers.
And that's scary. That's scary, because you buying these products to be healed, to get healed, and with the energy behind it, it's like, are you actually really getting healed?
Yeah.
So these people living these lifestyles, are you really getting the real ingredients that you really should be getting? Like, how can you trust that person if they're not living up to the expectations of what you think they should be living up to with the title that they have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a word that you always use, a honorable, if they're not living an honorable lifestyle. And it's very important to gauge people and to see how they're living, like see what their intentions are.
Yeah. And you, like I said, you don't know until it's too late. And but I'm glad you were, like I said, you touched down on a lot. I hope whoever's watching this, you learned something. It sparked something in your mind, and it's gonna give you exactly what you needed to hear for the day. Because you are very intelligent, you're wise, and I think people underestimate that. And it's that time where you gotta let people know what it is. And I'm here for it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm y'all know I'm Humble Skin, biggest fan, whatever. But what we do behind the scenes, y'all haven't really been seeing us in a while, because we building, we doing some good stuff, and we just kind of like just being private,
working on personal stuff. Very important. Yeah. So that we're getting the foundation ready to we need a stable foundation, so that the structure is firm and strong for when we do decide to build. You can't build a house without a stable, steady foundation. You have to work on the personal first, on the important stuff.
Yep.
And so like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, man.
This video will be on both our channels.
Yeah, we'll collaborate on this, you know what I'm saying? And y'all see more of us, right? Like I said, I'm in the back, I'm chilling. I got so much stuff that I want to do, but like I said, we building, we plotting.
Yeah.
And we don't want the enemy out there stealing our ideas. We don't want them throwing us off. And it's just, there's a lot of things that we've been learning, and that's why y'all haven't really been seeing us. But new music will be coming y'all way, more content will be coming y'all way. But like I said, we ain't in no rush for nothing, because we building, and
no rush.
Things are happening.
Yep.
You understand? But anyways, we'll see y'all soon.
Clock it.
And y'all be easy. Take care. One love. All right. Deuces.